With homeschool starting back up, I've been trying to figure out how I can make meal planning and cooking healthy meals for my family an easier task. Some people meal plan by writing out every single meal that they will make for the day, including breakfast, lunch, dinner, and all their snacks. Other people keep a stocked pantry from which they're able to pull ingredients last minute and cook up a meal. Some like to spend a full day making freezer meals and keep their freezer well stocked so that they can easily pull out a dinner or a lunch and then they can throw it in the oven and have it ready in just a couple of hours. Our summer days have been crazy busy, much busier than I thought they would be. Because of that, my meal planning and my meal prep have suffered because I've not been planning ahead. I've not been able to cook the meals that I want to for my family, and we end up eating something that is less healthy because I run out of time to cook. We have been on the go a lot, which has put our lunch and our dinner times during weird hours of the day. And this always happens in the summer because we end up staying up later than we do during the school year. Then we sleep in and we don't eat breakfast until much later in the morning. My original plan for grocery shopping was to make a weekly meal plan. I was going to write down all of my breakfasts and lunch and dinners for every day of the week and then create a shopping list from the meal plan. And then I was going to use grocery pickup and order the groceries once a week whenever I needed them, go pick them up, and bring them home. I never even made it to the grocery pickup part of that plan because as I was making my meal plan for the week, I got overwhelmed trying to think of meals ahead of time. My mind really struggles with the thought of making a meal plan, then grocery shopping after the meal plan. I instead do a lot better whenever I keep a well-stocked pantry and I can cook meals from that. So this is the kind of meal planning that my brain works best with. I struggle to have to make a list of breakfast, lunch, and dinners that we can have for every day of the week. Often we will have leftovers, and leftovers can be eaten for 2 or more meals. We also could decide last minute to go out to eat, or someone could give us something, and this makes my meal plan completely fall apart. I recently watched a video talking about not meal planning, but instead just having your pantry stocked with the things that you use all the time. And when I did this, I was reminded of the way that I used to meal plan whenever we lived at the farmhouse in Colorado. When we lived out on the farm, we were an hour away from the closest grocery store. Because of this, I had to have a very well stocked pantry with a lot of food supplies on hand because it wasn't just a quick minute or 2 drive to the grocery store from our farmhouse. And to be able to have meals for my large family, I needed to have a well-stocked pantry and freezers and a fridge every single month. Now that we live in the city, I've gotten used to having the grocery store just down the road and being able to make a quick trip down there whenever I need something. Just last night, I was going to make chicken for dinner, and when I started chopping up my chicken, it did not smell good. I did not want to food poison us, and I could not get over the smell, and so I decided that I would skip the chicken and make pizza instead, but I didn't have any pepperonis. So since the store is only a 2-minute drive down the road, I jumped in the car, drove down there, grabbed the pepperonis, came back, and I was still able to have dinner on the table on time. And I did use the chicken later. It did not food poison us. It was completely fine, but for some reason that night I was having issues with it. I really needed to work on my pantry and stock it back up so it was easy for me to create meals without much thought into a meal plan. My first step to do this was to take a general pantry staple list, and then I used it to create my own list of the products that I like to keep in my pantry. I also made a list of some easy and quick meals that my family enjoys and that I can pull together from the items in my pantry and freezer. I included some breakfasts and some lunches, some dinners. I also listed some bread and baked goods, and I also made a list of food items that I like to keep in stock in my refrigerator. From there, I went through my pantry and freezers and I put a check mark next to the items that I already have plenty of and I don't need to restock. I ordered some wheat berries online, as one of my goals is to get back into grinding my own flour. I have not done that in quite a while because it is an extra step, but I know that the health benefits from fresh ground flour far outweigh the time it takes me to make it. My goal is to go to the grocery store one time at the beginning of the month, and then not again until a few weeks later when I need to restock the perishable items in my refrigerator. I want to have my pantry stocked so well that I don't need to go to the grocery store, but instead I'm able to create meals that we enjoy for the entire month out of the food that we have on hand. And at the end of the month, I'll reprint my list, then I will go through my pantry, check off what I have and what I need to restock. And this is a great way to keep up on using the items that are in my house before they expire or go bad, and that way I don't waste any food. This way of cooking could be extremely overwhelming for some people. There are some people who like to try new recipes, or they need to have a recipe to follow in order to make something that's edible. But I have been cooking for my husband for over 20 years, and I know what my family likes to eat. I do not enjoy needing to go to the store to buy one ingredient so I can make some fancy recipe, but instead I would rather make something that is a comfort food, a familiar food for my family, that I know that they're going to love and enjoy. My plan is to take one day a week, probably a Sunday afternoon or an evening, go to my freezer and pull out several different kinds of meat for the week. I will put those in my fridge to thaw, and that way I have thawed meat that I'm able to use throughout the week for various meals. Depending on our schedule and what we have going on for that week, I will use the meat accordingly for a quick meal, or I'll throw it in the crock pot or something fried up on the stove. Just depends on how much time I have available. When school starts, I'll be spending the majority of my day teaching my kids, and a lot of the time I have left over will go to house chores and outside activities. I want to feed my family a healthy meal, but I also know that my time is limited, and so I need to find meals that are quick to cook. I also think I'm going to take some time to do a little bit of meal prep if I need to make my weeks easier and less stressful. It is a huge blessing to be able to cook food for my family every day. It is a big ministry to them, and food is such a nourishment to our bodies and to our souls, so I want to make sure that I'm doing well with this ministry that the Lord has given me. If you're having trouble figuring out what meals to cook for yourself or for your family during the week, maybe you need to do what I did and make a pantry staple list and just make a list of meals that you know your family loves and enjoys. Don't stress so much about what you will have for breakfast and lunch and dinner every single day, but rather enjoy the process of cooking the food and serving your family in this way. I hope today's video was an encouragement to you. I am so thankful that you are here. Let me know down in the comments some of your family's favorite meals so that I can see if my family would enjoy them also. Have a blessed rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow with a new video.